Okay, so today we're continuing with angles, and this one is to be able to calculate lengths and angles in shapes. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to use your knowledge of shapes and angle facts to calculate missing angles, lengths, and perimeters of regular, irregular, and compound shapes, and to be able to use your reasoning skills using that knowledge. So a quick starter question. Look at the shapes below. What's the same? What's different? Okay, let's start with what is the same here. Okay, so what is the same? Well, I can see that they both have 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles. So each vertex, each corner, okay, is a right angle. So 4 vertices, and they are all right angles. Okay, I can also see what is the same is that they have 1, 2, 3, 4 straight sides. Okay, 4 straight sides. That means that they are polygons. A polygon is any shape that has 3 or more straight sides, only straight sides. Okay, what's different about them is that this shape here is a square. It's a square because all the 4 sides are the same length. This shape here is a rectangle because this side and this side are the same length, but this side and this side are the same length. Okay, so we have a square here. All right, we already know that each vertex is a right angle, so each vertex is worth 90 degrees. It says here, if you fold a square in half to make a right-angled triangle, what will the angle measurement be for each vertex? So if I folded, just going to draw not a very straight line, I'm afraid, a line through here. Okay, I've made what we call a right-angled triangle because it has one right angle here. So I know that that angle is worth 90 degrees. Now I know that when it was a square, that was also worth 90 degrees, but now I have cut it in half. So I can easily work out what this angle and this angle is. Half of 90 is 45 degrees, and that one would also be 45 degrees. Okay, so what is the value of x in degrees? Again, it's a rectangle. We know the properties of a rectangle. Each vertex is 90 degrees. Okay, it has 4 right angles. So we know that this angle is also a right angle. It's 90 degrees. Okay, they've told us that this part of it is 25. So 90 minus 25 would leave us with 65. So x must equal 65 degrees. Make sure you put that sign in. Okay, again the same thing. What is the value of x? Well, again, I know that each vertex is 90 degrees. It's a right angle. So 90 take away 71 would leave me with 19 degrees. Okay, try questions 1 and 2 on seesaw. All right, so Jamal is laying some tiles in his bathroom. What are the missing values below? Okay, so they give us some information here. You need to use this information. The length of each tile is 11 centimeters and the width is 7 centimeters. So I know, okay, that the width of one tile is 7 and the length is 11. Okay, so that means that this whole side here, okay, is 7 and 7, which means it would be 14, and the width here is 11 plus 11 plus 11, which would be 33 centimeters. Okay, so what is the perimeter of the shape made by the 2 tiles below? Again, we've got the information here. All right, so we need to fill that in, and remember, perimeter is the distance all around the outside of a shape. Okay, the distance all the way around. So we just rub that out. Okay, so we know that that's 7. Easiest thing to do is to put in your measurements. That's 7. and that is 7. I know that that's 11, that's 11, and that's 11. Now, what is my problem? My problem is this part here, okay? I don't know what that is, but I can work it out, because if I know that that's 7 and this whole length here is 11, okay, and if I push this line towards here, I've got this bit left. So what's 11 take away 7? It is 4. So that must be worth 4. Now, in order to work out the perimeter, I need to add all of those together. So 7 plus 4 is 11, 22. I'm just going to add all my 11s. 22, 33, 44, plus 7, 44, 51, 58 centimeters is the perimeter. Okay, so for this one it says what is the perimeter of the shape made by the tiles below. Just like the question before, we have the information given us here. So I know that the width is 9 centimeters. That's going to be 15, 9, 15, 9, 15. Again, I have to work out what this is, and it's going to be 15. Take away that 9, which will give me 6. And I need to add all of those together. So 15, 30, 45. Add the 6, 51, 60, 69, 78 centimeters is the perimeter. Okay, so complete question 3 on seesaw. Okay, so this is a nice question. The two identical triangles below are arranged to form a quadrilateral. Now, a quadrilateral is a shape that has 4 straight sides. So a square is a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral. A rhombus is a quadrilateral. What are the angle measurements for the vertices created by joining them? So they've given us all the information here already. Okay, you've got the different angle measurements here. So they've created this quadrilateral and we need to work it out. So a green plus a yellow is, so this is a green plus the yellow. The green is worth 65 and the yellow is worth 40. So that whole angle is worth 105 degrees. Oops, 105 degrees. Okay, if that's worth 105 degrees, I know that that's going to be worth 105 degrees. And the purple is worth 75 and 75 degrees. Okay, so this one says the rectangle is cut and used to form an isosceles triangle. First of all, we have to remember what an isosceles triangle is. So this is an isosceles triangle here. The rectangle's been cut and joined together to make an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has 2 sides that are the same length, and it also has 2 angles that are the same as well. Okay, that makes an isosceles triangle. So here it gives us the information that that angle there is 65 degrees. Okay, now we can see that that is going to be the right angle, so that right angle was going to be this one here. Okay, so that's where their join is. So this angle here was worth 65 degrees to this point. Okay, so that means that this part must also be 65 degrees. So in total, they would be 130 degrees. All right. So what would this one be? Well, if that was a right angle, I know the angles of a triangle form 180 degrees. So if that was 65 and that was 90, it'd be 155, and that would therefore be 25 degrees. And that, therefore, if it's an isosceles, that must also be 25 degrees. Okay, let's remember that the angles of a triangle always add up to make 180. Okay, so we can actually check now. 130 plus 25 plus 25 equals 180. Okay, try and complete the rest of the questions on Seesaw. Good luck.